What's up everyone, my name is Joe, I'm from Mattress Clarity. If you've been searching for a mattress online, you've probably come across Tuft and Needle and Casper, and you might be wondering which of the two mattresses should you get. That's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be telling you the pros and cons of each mattress, the similarities, the differences, the construction differences, letting you know what type of sleeper should get one over the other, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's get this mattress party started by talking about what's similar between these two mattresses. These are two very popular mattresses, actually the two mattresses that probably made this online mattress category take off the most. They both have great customer service, they're both all foam mattresses, they have a pretty similar base layer, and they actually have a pretty similar feel, and they try to do the same thing where they try to be a good fit for all three sleeping positions, and I think they do a nice job with that. Alright, you just learned about the similarities, but now let's talk about the differences between these two mattresses. Number one is price. So for a queen, the Casper is going to run you about $400 more expensive than the Tuft and Needle is. There's also materials differences. Casper has 4 layers versus Tuft and Needle, which has 2. The components are a little bit different as well. So you have a soft latex-like layer over a memory foam layer, over a transition layer, over a base layer for the Casper. It also has something called zone construction, so it's going to be a little bit firmer in the middle of the mattress underneath the heavier parts of your body. Tuft and Needle, really 2 layers. So you have a proprietary layer on top, which it's called adaptive foam. It kind of mixes in memory foam and latex-like qualities, and a pretty standard base layer. There's also some firmness differences as well. I think the Casper is going to feel just a little bit softer than Tuft and Needle is. I think most people would agree with that as well. There are some slight feel differences as well. It is pretty similar feel overall, but because of the zone construction of the Casper, it's going to feel a little bit softer underneath your shoulders and a little bit firmer underneath your hips if you sleep on your stomach and back. Let's talk about the construction of both mattresses and see what the differences are. Starting with the Tuft and Needle, pretty simple, no frills construction. We have 10 inches in total. We have a pretty standard base layer, 7 inches on the bottom there, and then 3 inches of adaptive foam, which is a proprietary foam. Kind of mixes in memory foam and latex-like quality, so it's going to be pretty bouncy, have pretty good pressure relief. You're not going to get the feeling of getting stuck. You're going to sink into the mattress a little bit, but not get stuck like you would if it was just memory foam, for example. Moving on to the Casper now, we have 4 layers. We have a soft latex-like layer on top, then memory foam, transition layer, then a base layer. The transition layer is actually zoned, so it's going to be firmer in the middle where the heavier parts of your body are. So the differences here, if you sleep on your side, it's going to be a little bit softer on the Casper. If you sleep on your back and stomach, you're going to feel a little bit more firmness, a little bit more support overall. So you have more layers on the Casper, 4 versus 2. The feeling is going to be a little bit different. The firmness is about the same, and the feel is generally similar, but because of the zone construction, the feel is going to be a little bit different on the Casper in that it's going to be a little bit softer when you're on your side and a little bit more supportive when you're on your back and stomach. As far as breathability is concerned, I would say that it's about a tie. As far as durability is concerned, I would say Casper might have a slight advantage, but that's just kind of my educated guess. All right, now let's talk about differences in firmness and feel. As far as firmness is concerned, I put the Casper at about a 6 out of 10, Tuft and Needle about a 6.5 out of 10. I do think most people would agree that the Casper is a little bit softer than Tuft and Needle. I would put a note of caution there. The Casper has zone construction, so when you're on your side, it's actually going to feel softer underneath your shoulders. It's a little bit softer when you're on your side, and yet a little bit more firm and more supportive when you're on your stomach and back, just because of this zone construction. The Tuft and Needle does not have that, so it's kind of the same feel no matter what sleeping position you're in. And the feel is going to be a little bit different as well. They're kind of pretty similar actually in that it's a little bit bouncy, kind of mixing kind of half memory foam, half latex-like qualities. The top layer of the Tuft and Needle is pretty bouncy. If you drop a lacrosse ball, it kind of bounce right up. Top layer of the Casper is also pretty bouncy as well. So pretty similar feel, but just because of that zone construction, it'll kind of depend on your sleeping position, like exactly how you feel on the Casper. Now I'm going to talk through how I feel in different sleeping positions on both mattresses. Starting on my back, on the Casper, because of that zone construction, I feel a little bit extra support on my lower back. So I feel like it's a very good match for me. Tuft and Needle is also a pretty good match. I would say I give a slight preference to Casper just because of that kind of zone support. Switching on to my side now, it's definitely softer underneath my shoulders on the Casper, which I feel is really nice. Tuft and Needle was actually a pretty good match for me. It's a pretty close call, but I actually say I'd probably prefer the Casper there as well because of the extra softness underneath my shoulders. Switching on to my stomach now, pretty good match for me on the Casper because of that zone construction again. Tuft and Needle is probably just a little bit too soft. So I would say it's a pretty close call for back and side sleeping. I'd probably definitely prefer the Casper for stomach sleeping as well. Over at Mattress Clarity, you're going to see some of our subjective opinions on things like firmness and feel and appropriateness for different sleeping positions of mattresses. You're also going to see some objective tests. One test we really like is the pressure map test. It shows exactly how well each mattress relieves pressure. So I get down on my back, side, and stomach on a pressure map. You see anywhere from blue to no pressure all the way up to red, high pressure. So if you throw up these side sleeping results here, which is really the most important thing, you'll see that it's kind of mixed results because of that zone construction. It's a little bit better on the Casper underneath the shoulders, but less good underneath the hips, which makes sense to me. So I would just say that both these mattresses, in my opinion, relieve pressure pretty well. Well, quick break from the video here. Wanted to let you know that every month we give away a $500 Amazon gift card to one of our YouTube subscribers. If you want a chance to win, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video asking any question about this review. So just leave a comment and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. So just leave a comment and subscribe. Then once a month, you'll be entered into a chance to get a $500 Amazon gift card. That's basically it. Now let's get back to the video.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160. I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a larger person when I give my experience to these two mattresses. So today, we have the Tuft Needle mattress and the Casper mattress. In terms of firmness, the Tuft and Needle was a 6.5 out of 10. The Casper here was a 7 out of 10. In terms of sleeping positions, over on the Tuft and Needle on my back, definitely not supportive enough for me. I'm kind of sinking too far into the mattress. However, on my side, I'm feeling decent pressure relief, my shoulders and my hips. On my stomach though, I definitely need more support overall. I'm kind of bowing at the hips there. So over on the Casper here, on my back, really nice overall support. My hips sink in, but not too far. The zone support is definitely holding me up. On my side, a little more pressure than I feel over on the Tuft and Needle, but not too bad overall. On my stomach, however, good overall support as well. The zone support is keeping my hips from sinking in too far. So what does that mean? I think if you're a heavier back sleeper, I lean towards the Casper here. If you're a heavier side sleeper, I could more lean toward the Tuft and Needle. However, if you're over my weight of 230, if you're in the kind of 300-pound range, you might want to lean towards the Casper to definitely keep you from sinking too far into the mattress and kind of bottoming out. If you're sleeping on your stomach though and you're a heavier person, definitely lean towards the Casper as well.
If you sleep with a partner, there's two additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress. It's motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically if your partner's moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion going to be isolated or transfer over to you and possibly wake you up at night? Edge support is basically can you sit towards the edge of the bed, can you sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off? So in both cases, I would actually give the advantage to Casper here. As far as edge support is concerned, Tuft and Needle is just not very good overall. Casper is not the best, but it's definitely better than Tuft and Needles. As far as motion transfer is concerned, Casper definitely wins there as well. Just by a little bit, it just seems to do a little bit better of a job at isolating motion. Now here's the big question. Which one of these two mattresses should you pick? As far as who should pick the Tuft and Needle, I think it's the firmer of the two, and I think most people would agree. So if you're looking for something a little bit on the firmer side, maybe go with the Tuft and Needle. You can also save about $400 for a queen by going with the Tuft and Needle. I think a lot of people are gonna like both mattresses, so if you really just can't decide, at least you can save some money with the Tuft and Needle. As far as who should get the Casper, I think it's the more supportive of the two. I think you get more out of it overall. I think it's a better fit for most people in all three sleeping positions. It's really just a question of, do you want to pay $400 more? I do think you get more out of it, but really just the main question is it worth that $400? I think for a lot of people it could be, but that's just something to know. All right, that's basically it. Hopefully I've given you a good overview here. I think the main point is I think you get more with the Casper, but given that it's so much more money, the question is it really worth that much more money? I think for a lot of people it could be, a lot of people maybe not. So if you are still a little bit confused, all you have to do is leave a comment below and I can give you a personal recommendation. If you're just getting started with your mattress research, definitely head on over to mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a full list of our top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. And once again, let me know if you have any questions.